Hello everybody and welcome to Sword Art Online Alicization War of Underworld episode review, whatever we're on. It's a review, not the actual episode. Go watch it on Crunchyroll or something, because people don't know to do that. Don't look for anime episodes on YouTube, because it's stupid. Why would you do that? Anyway, this episode, I feel like I might be the minority when I say this, just so hype all the time. There was loads of stuff going on in this episode. You know, you had the Eiji stuff, which I'm so glad they did, you know. Most of that, weirdly enough, I think that was all like anime, well, that must have been anime original, because it has Eiji in it, and he's not in the original. And then there was the Leafa bit, my god, when we get there, Jesus. Sinon did some things too. It was just good, but livid hell the Leafa thing. Like, that was insanity, we'll get to that. That was honestly, that made me gasp, that did. Anyway, let's get on with the episode, see exactly how it all went down and everything. Let's do this. We begin the episode with Yui. Hey, remember her? She sees a connection coming, or a couple connections coming from the old SAO server, which I guess was kind of weird. Was that Yuna and Eiji doing that somehow? Was that something else? Like, then, no, because they were already logged in. So that must have been someone else? Or am I misreading that completely? Who knows? Puh basically starts poking at Kirito, like, kicking him in the shin and stuff and everything. Kicks over the wheelchair. It was horrible to see. Just being an absolute dick to poor Kirito. He takes the blue rose sword at one point, and that gets a reaction out of him, obviously, and throws it to the side. Feels bad and everything. Then he's gonna kill him. Klein gets all annoyed at how he's mistreating Kirito, and gets stabbed to the ground. Like, he gets stabbed through the stomach to the ground. Poor Klein is all I'm gonna say. And then, yeah, Kirito's about to get lopped, basically, by Puh. Who comes to the rescue? It's bloody Eiji! You remember him? When he showed up, I was like, oh my god, they're going to do something big with him, and they did, and it was awesome. It's nice to see, you know? It's almost like the anime people were like, well, we created this new character just for the anime, so we're going to do awesome, we're going to make him awesome. Let's do that. And that's basically what they did. We get Eiji versus Puh, and it's awesome. Like, a lot of it is awesome. He's flipping around and stuff and everything. And it's great. Can we get an Eiji spin-off series? That'd be nice. Yeah, other players get, like, infected by Puh's aura, and they're about to go kill Eiji. Yuna shows up. She pops into existence and starts singing, which buffs Eiji and returns the other players to normal. So that happens too. Round 2 starts, and it's more awesome fighting. Eiji has a great line where it's like, I'm not Eiji, I'm bloody Nautilus from the Knights of the Blood Oath. And his armor changes. I guess he does the same thing Kirito does, where he incarnates back to his SAO gear and everything, and it's just bloody awesome. Like, a lot of this is just going to be like, that's all so cool. And then he says, like, I'll never forgive you, Puh, for all those people you killed. Basically, and it's good because Klein said the same thing earlier, so it's like, Eiji is 100% a good guy. Can we get Eiji as a permanent member of the group after this? That would be nice. Have Kirito have another guy friend that's closer to his age. How old is Eiji? I don't know. He can't be far off Kirito's age. He gives Puh a big old slice and everything. And we then get a little flashback of Puh in hospital, and then he saw what looks like Kirito. I don't think it actually was Kirito. I think it was just like a Japanese boy, which is weird. And I was like, oh, we're going to learn about Puh's backstory now. That's a thing that's going to happen. It's exciting, that is for sure. In the ensuing clash, I guess Eiji lost an arm while Puh only got a scratch on his face. It kind of sucks that you kind of know that Eiji's only being used to, like, he has a cool moment, but he is going to die. You kind of know he's not going to win the whole time. We have Dempsey Puh Visago's childhood. So he was in America, and it was kind of suck. His mum hated him. I guess he was like a drug lord's son or something, is how I looked at it, and she was just some woman, you know, she wasn't no one important. Basically, his dad wanted him to give up his kidney for his other son, or other child, who I'm going to guess was Japanese, which explains basically the little bit he gets his kidney done, and then he just started hating all Japanese people. Would like that spelled out a little bit better? Like, I'm just assuming his dad's other son was Japanese, and because he had to give up his kidney for him, he hated the Japanese guy. You know, he hates all the Japanese. That or he saw the Japanese kid with his dad, and they were having a good old time, and he was like, well, I'm not having a good time with my dad, so you suck, you know? Kind of crazy stuff there. Then we learned basically about how he got the nerve gear. He wasn't in SAO from the beginning. He stole the nerve gear and logged in late. His name, by the way, Puh, is Prince of Hell, so that is because his mum called him like Devil Spawn at one point, and Prince of Hell, Devil Spawn, makes sense. That's what Puh stands for. He just logged in, which messed up. He just wanted to kill Japanese people, which, yeah, Puh's a filthy racist, it turns out, which is not good. But hey, he's a villain. You know, that's just the thing. Back to the present day, right? Eiji got sliced up real bad and everything. At this point, you kind of know he's going to lose. He gets kicked to the floor. But then he takes a lesson out of Len's playbook. He bites his he goes for the jugular, starts biting at his neck, and it's like, you did what? But he gets like shanked, not even shanked, like the cleaver goes into his back. Eiji starts glowing. Yuna gets up next to him and it's like, oh no, Eiji, you're dying. She reverts back to her old SAO gear, which is weird because I thought AI Yuna and like human Yuna were like sort of different. I really don't understand how the Yunas work, I'm going to be honest. Like, are they different people or are they the same? Because they act different, but then this stuff happens and they're kind of the same. And then they both disappear and everything, because I guess Yuna's linked to Eiji's account, so when his account died, she also disappeared. So, poor Yuna and Eiji, but they had... like I said, it was like, you know he's not going to win, but I'm glad they gave him something cool, made him look badass, like, especially with the biting. When he bit, I was like, oh, he's awesome. It was good. You almost forgot that he wasn't the main character. That sounds so weird. But Eiji, I think Eiji stole the show this week, personally. After Eiji's defeat, I guess we get back to like regularly, stuff from the book. So Moonphase and May and a few other players recognize the laughing, coughing emblem on his thing, and they know who they are. They're the people that killed all those people in SAO. So this guy's a bad guy, it turns out. And then his aura, which I guess is an incarnate thing, starts taking over people, and then they all start killing each other and everything. Like, he's properly like just controlling them. And then he like looks at Kirito and is like, everyone will die if you don't wake up. And it's like, what are you doing, Puh? You're basically signaling his return. Also earlier, like Ronnie had said, like he was trying to stand up the whole time the fight was going on. So Kirito's not just been sitting there. Like, he's been trying. It's just not going too well. Also, people are really impatient. Like, I read the comments and they're all just like, bloody hell, when's Kirito gonna wake up? I'm like, Eiji though. Eiji did a cool thing. Leafa, Sinnoh, they're already cool. Why? It's just Kirito, man. No, it's stupid. SAO fans are dumb. Can I say that? I like SAO and I think I'm smarter than them. Is that harsh? You know? I know, yes, we do want Kirito to wake up. But there are other cool people too, is basically what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's get on to the Leafa and Sinnoh bit before I offend more people. I'm going to start with the Leafa bit. Technically, the Sinnoh bit was first and it's split in half with Leafa in the middle. But I'm just going to do them, separately. So Leafa, she's not doing too hot. She's got swords in her back and everything. Not going great. She's fighting that army, let's not forget. She has to reattach her arm at one point. Basically, yeah, she talked about her power, basically. This is basically where you get the explanation as to what it is. Unlimited regeneration, so she can't die, basically. And just keeps, healing everything, but she still feels all the pain. So, that's kind of sucks. She does a great one. She's like, I won't fall because I'm Kirito's little sister. And then she takes them all out with a big old Vorpal strike. And then she gets speared in the eye and it's horrible. Like, bloody hell is all I'm going to say. I'm not going to use that image, the close-up on her face when she's been speared through the eye. Because that was horrific, That was genuinely like, I went, oh, like that. And then they showed it. I was like, oh, what are you doing? You can't do that. God, yeah, that was mental. And then she yanked it out and blood went everywhere, but of course she can't die. It was a thing. There's loads more people approaching. Oh, come on, Leafa. The spear through the eye got me, and I'm sure it got everyone. It was like, what the hell? You remember what SAO, there was no blood or anything, they just sort of disappeared when they died here, and now it's like, blood everywhere. It's like they like toned up the violence dramatically. Imagine like you watch it with your kid, and you're like, no, kid, you can't watch the new season because there's blood everywhere. There's people getting body parts cut off. I don't think that's appropriate for you. Like, glad I don't have a kid and I don't have to worry about that. The Sinon bit is a bit shorter. She is fighting Subtilizer still. Turns out her gun has less bullets in it than his gun. So she runs out, and because they keep countering each other's bullets, bouncing them off each other. She's got less. So he's going to be able to get the final hit in, and that he does. He shoots both her legs off at one point. She's falling. She can fly though. So she could just have no legs and be fine, I guess. Like, her legs don't make her fly, right? I don't think so. Yeah, she gets sniped. However, she doesn't die because the electrode again is repelling the bullet, I guess, incarnate. Is that her doing that, or is that Kirito? Because it's associated with Kirito, right? And yeah, she gets saved by electrode and then realizes, oh, I don't need bullets, right? Because the gun is actually the bow. And because the bow absorbs light, I think I'm getting this right, so she uses the sniper rifle with the bow's light power to shoot the giant laser beam, which does miss, to be fair. She hits him, like, just grazes him. His face is all burnt up and his arm, I think, is missing as well. So she hit him, but she didn't kill him and everything. So she falls to the ground, defeated, basically, and she's like, I'll fight you more times. I'm like, Sinon, you've got no legs. But then he just flies off, and, you know, he's like, I'm not dealing with you. So I guess Subtilizer escapes, but he's left Sinon alone. So, you know, she's gonna live another day, I guess. Just about live another day, anyway. Back to the real world we go for this little bit. So Renko saves what's his name, Higa, by dropping a spanner or a wrench or whatever it was nearby, and that makes Yanai just fall off the edge. Like, what a sort of an underwhelming death. Kind of wanted him to get hit by the spanner. That would have been, you know, like, bonk, ah, I've fallen, you know, instead of just, oh, what's that? Ah, you know, it would have been better if he actually got hit by it, which is a thing. Higa tells him, yeah, I'm good now and everything. KoB's really sun to him. She's all like, if you're hurt, I'll never forgive you, you know. And it's like, why are you being a sun? And then he asks her to dinner. I'm like, ah, that's nice. Good job, Higa. And she's like, yeah, we'll get burgers or something. And it's like, that's okay. I guess that's okay. But then he links the STLs to Kirito, Leafa's, Sinon's, and Asuna's all linked to Kirito and everything. And then in the Underworld, we see them all start glowing and basically praying, like, the bit from all the trailers where they're like, Kirito, wake up, and everything. But it's not just those three that are glowing, is it? No, it's not. The Blue Rose Sword is also glowing, and inside the Blue Rose Sword, we see a familiar figure walk towards Kirito. Who could it? It's bloody Yu-Gi-Oh, isn't it? He's the key. He's the key to wake him up. He walks towards Kirito, and then Kirito wakes up in a classroom, which I'm going to assume is like a dream thing where he's going to, like, see people he knows and, like, get his memories back, sort of, and basically make a choice. And he's going to choose to wake up because of all his friends. That's sort of what I expect, having not read the light novel or anything. I still think Yu-Gi-Oh is the key here, because he's not an STL. He's just a person. He's a floodlight, artificial floodlight and everything. And that was the end of the episode. It's happening next week, I think. I think Kirito's waking up next week. I think it's... The episode was called Memories, I think. So I think I've called that memory thing pretty spot on. He's going to get his memories back, remember who the hell he is, and get up and fight. And it's going to be awesome. So, yeah, was this week's episode. Really liked it. I mean, I think I'm too far in the SAO hole at this point where it's sort of impossible for me to hate it. Which, hey, I know many people do. I don't agree with those people, but I can, you know, I really like it. So, there's that. Anyway, let's get to my favourite part of the episode. There was a lot of good. So I thought about it a lot. I was thinking, the Leafa thing, where I got taken out because that was horrific and mental and properly got a reaction out of me. Sinon had cool parts too. The Kirito, they're finally going to wake him up. That's also awesome. But no, what I decided on, of course, was just Eiji. Eiji being awesome. I don't know what clip I'm going to use in the clip thing, but just Eiji being the best. He's so cool. He's so good. I kind of like it when they add anime original stuff that doesn't completely suck. And this, I liked it. I don't know if the per backstory stuff was original or not. I don't think it was, didn't seem it. But I liked that too. But just Eiji, I like that he did stuff, you know. I like that they gave him a role. It felt nice, you know, in a weird way. Him trying to be the savior. You kind of knew he was going to die. But it's nice to see him do something, sort of redeem himself a little bit after being, you know, the de facto villain of the movie. The one thing they kind of didn't really explain is how we got from the movie to here. I know there's like a side story. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. There's like a side story, little short story thing with Kirito and Eiji after Ordinal Scale, and basically how they get Yuna back. I know, I don't really know much about it. Other than that, I've not read it. But maybe they could like they could have put that in there to just explain it better. But he's not the focus of the anime, is he? I get that. Hopefully, what I want, that's my favourite part of the episode, by the way. What I want is I guess a short story anime, I guess, like, because I know after Alicization there's like not a main arc, like there's like a side story arc. I kind of want them to, I think they will animate, but it wouldn't, because like the main arc is too long or something, I'm not sure. But I want that, and there's like a bunch of other side stories flitted without that are like never been animated. So if they just did a slightly lower budget, like side story anime, I'd still watch it, I'd still enjoy it. It'd be nice, like stories from throughout the timeline. I'd be alright with that, I think. I'd be fine with that. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about this episode. And it was good and everything. It does feel like we're getting towards the conclusion. The fact that Subtilizer is still alive, I mean, it's kind of obvious when you think about it, because Kirito needs someone to fight at the end. Curious as to what the Zekrom looking thing in the opening is. Is that meant to be Subtilizer? Is he going to transform with the power of Incarnate into some monstrous being that they're going to defeat with the power of friendship? Where's Alice? She's still going towards the altar. Kind of feels like she's been given the short end of the straw here. She's really not been doing much. Obviously that's important, but I kind of want her in the final battle, you know? Feels like something she should do. Unless, of course, that's where Subtilizer's heading, and I need to chase him before he gets her, maybe. I don't know. I like that I've not read it, because I don't know what's going to happen, and that's more exciting. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a lot. Thank you very much. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care, and bye, guys.